when I was a young.
So today is Sunday, December 27th, and it's still 2020, and you saw from the title, this is about what's coming in 2021. I have no idea, but I wanted to give some thoughts on what I'm planning and what I'm thinking about, and I keep waiting until I can get my you-know-what together and not make these talking head videos. But for now, I just wanted to give you some updates and show you some beach footage. So if you like watching the dog run around at the beach, we're going to just take a couple moments here to see some footage of Freedom running free, playing with other dogs, and we're going to breathe deeply, and I will see you on the other side.
My mama taught me hate is heavy, love is weightless. When I was a young boy, my father taught me in darkest moments come human greatness. I'm thinking about the end of the world. If you and I are be okay, okay. I'm thinking about shooting stars that light up the dark, even as they fall and break. I don't know what is coming tomorrow morning, but I know one thing. If we carry each other, there's no hit we can't take. When I was a young boy, mama taught me hate is heavy, love is weightless. When I was young, my father taught me the darkest moments come human greatness. Human mama, human mama, greatness. Human greatness, human greatness. Human mama, human greatness. Human greatness, human greatness. Human mama, human greatness.
Why is this good?
I'm thinking about the way of the world, the boys and the girls who dream big, dream big. We're all somebody's son or someone's daughter, seeing not so different. When stormy weather's calling and the sky is falling, I'll tell you one thing: we're gonna pick up the pieces. Think of it this way. When I was a young boy, mama taught me hate is heavy, but love is weightless.
So I hope you enjoyed seeing the little doggy run free. I'm sure he's like, well, why aren't we going back? That's actually Huntington Beach. It's called Dog Beach. It's specifically for dogs. And the last time I was there was just me and my dog, first Freedom 1, and one other dog and this guy, and the dog ran up and he bit my dog, and I'm like, your dog bit my dog? And he's like, no he didn't. Yes he did. No he didn't. And well, that was my last experience. So pleasantly, the dogs were super, super friendly. The people, not so much, except for this guy.
Around, you know, and he doesn't know how to do chase and just step on the leg.
Who liked my Don't Tread on Me hat, and he had on his American hat. He was awesome. We had a really nice conversation and of like mind. So that was the nice reprieve in a sea of people who were not very communicative. I've heard that since COVID's hit that people aren't talkers. Usually when I would go to Dog Beach when I lived in California all those years ago, the dogs played and the people hung out. It was a very social thing, and even when I would come back after I moved away, for years I would still run into the same people. Oh, I haven't seen you for 5 years, but none of that went on for us. I was there on Christmas Day. So what is going to be happening in 2021? Well, as you saw from my graphic, I'm out here busy working on, who I want to be when I grow up. No, I'm really trying to make the decision to take all this very seriously. And part of that is, my wildly inconsistent ride on YouTube, my webpage, and just my general creative work progress. So we're going to be talking more about that as we go, but I'm giving you a little preview. I'm experimenting with graphics in terms of the old Ben-Day dots in cartoons. Just something different. But I think the bigger question isn't, what's happening to me, what's happening to you. The bigger question is what's happening everywhere. And boy, even from recording this to a week from now, 2 weeks from now, it's hard to know what the future holds. And when I made this same type video in 2019 for 2020, I said I thought 2020 was going to be a very tumultuous year. I totally underestimated what that statement meant. It was way worse and way wilder than I ever could have dreamed of. And so I'd like to tell you I have wild predictive powers, but I just feel like we're on a precipice, and the best thing we can do is move forward with what we want for ourselves and our life, but be flexible enough to really figure out what we'll need to do as we adapt to all the changes that come forward. And so in a world that's becoming increasingly polarized, I think that it's going to be difficult to not maybe make some hard changes in terms of where you're going to live, how you're going to live, and what that means to you. And one of the most important discussions I've been having here, you don't think about these things until you have contrast. And what I feel like the great contrast is that, my goals center around character development and meaning, in my life and creating meaning out in the world. They don't center around success and goals as benchmarks and things I can measure. And that's very difficult for people who are goal-oriented. But it isn't something, that's right or wrong here nor there. It's just an observation that I am very character goal driven in terms of who I am within versus object goal success driven in terms of money, status, relationships, things like that. So that's just an awareness that I've been having. You'll have to see how that goes for you. And also, for me in 2021, and I think this is probably the most important thing we can all do, is health, my health and his health. And, the good news update is, from what I can tell, as long as you don't have an aggressive form, there's a pretty slow process of vision loss. So hopefully I'm not as panicked. So some of my panic has come down, but the bad part of that is it's that fear a lot of times of consequence that really gets us motivated. But the bad news is his fatty lymphoma is getting bigger. And just as a side note, he just pooped out this huge tapeworm. I didn't get a picture of it because I didn't know it would be happening. He had tapeworms like 6 months ago, and I dewormed him again. So this is like the third time. I don't know what is going on with him, but I'm thinking he's going to be starting to feel a whole lot better. And then how does he get a fatty tumor when he has a huge tapeworm or two? I don't even know how that works. So my poor little dog has been competing for his food with a very ravenous worm who is now officially out. So I just thought that was really interesting. But that sort of goes to the point that our health is my number one focus. So you're going to see that in my videos and my stuff coming up. And so for those of you who are interested in that, I hope you will get something for yourself from these processes that we look at. But as our stress level goes up, as my stress level goes up with the uncertainty and, what am I going to do, blah, 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 health becomes a big thing. So I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to make myself get back on this video track. My goal is to do these better at some point. But if I wait until I get them exactly the way I want, I will never get them done. So you're going to start hopefully seeing changes, in the video and the website, in the way I present. And if you saw in the title, I had nomadic Outlander. I will tell you why I'm switching up some words, what they mean, but that's going to be in an upcoming video. So I'm just testing the waters with a new self-identifier. You'll have to look up what Outlander actually means. One of my big things is, what does the word really mean versus how we think about it. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a fabulous Christmas. Here we go on to 2021. I think the ride is going to be just as wild as 2020 was, if not more, especially in the upcoming weeks. So we're just going to breathe deep. I'm going to try to manage my stress and anxiety around that. I'm going to have faith that you're going to do the same thing. And we will prevail one way or the other. And so if I don't get to you again before December 31st, have a fabulous new year. Deep breath, my friends, and I will see you with freedom next time.